Morning children. Today I would like to share with you a very interesting lesson, A Nice Cup of Tea, which is written by George Orwell. This lesson is given simply recipe to make a tea. You can see in this screen George Orwell. George Orwell belonged to England. His original name was Eric Arthur Player. Usually children, some other authors, poet and poetess write their articles in different names. That is called pen name. Here, Eric Arthur Player written A Nice Cup of Tea by his pen name George Orwell. He was novelist, essayist and journalist. While India is under British rule, his father was civil servant, so he was born on India. After India got freedom, George Orwell and his father moved back to England. Shall we move on to the lesson, children? Children, have you ever seen the tea leaf? This is a tea leaf. If you happen to go hill station like Ooty and Kodaikanal, you might have seen the tea leaves. Children, look at this picture. Workers are harvesting green tea leaves in a tea plantation. After they plucking the tea leaves, dry it in the sun and put it in a machine and packed it. In this way, tea powder is come out. Shall we move on to the first paragraph, children? If you find out from cookery book, it will not mention that to prepare a tea. Some other cookery book, few lines of sketchy instruction given. Do you know what is cookery book? Have you ever seen the cookery book? I will show it. This is cookery book. You might have seen all the food items in the cookery book. Look at this man. He is going to prepare some recipe for his family. So he has taken cookery book in his hand. So I think so all are understood the meaning of cookery book. Shall we move on to the second para? Second para describes, this is curious. Curious means interesting. So what the author wanted to say is in a curious, interesting meanings, interesting preparing the tea, going to say. What is that? First one, he say, tea is one of the mainstays of civilization in many countries like Australia and New Zealand. Means it's in Ireland. So tea is one of the mainstays. Mainstays means depend. So tea is depend on the civilization to prepare the tea. But no one accept other countries to prepare tea is the best. There are lot of controversy to make an best tea. That was being violent dispute. Dispute means disagreement with one another opinion. Third para describes, based on all the disputes, Orwell given us 11 golden rules to make a nice cup of tea. Among all the points that everybody agreed, 2 points is golden rules, but 4 points there are controversials. I mean disagreement, but he never bothered. He has 11 golden rules given to us to make a nice cup of tea. Now we are going to learn his golden rules one by one. I mean 11 points. The author said that one should drink Indian tea or Ceylonese tea. Ceylonese tea means Ceylon tea. And then he said, China is virtue and not economical. Without adding the milk also, very tasted, but it is not stimulated. Never give energy. Never feel brave or positive thinking also. So he conclude to say that Indian tea is the best tea. Second rule is tea should be prepared small quantities. For example, whenever we making tea, we should make a small quantity. But an army people use cauldron to make a tea. Do you know what is the cauldron? You can see in this picture, this is a cauldron. So army people use this cauldron. They will be preparing early in the morning, so that is why they use the cauldron. But the taste of the tea is grease and whitewash. I mean tasteless. It won't be nice too. So he suggested 6 teapots to prepare the tea. One is chinaware, another one is earthware, another suggested Peter teapot. This one is in a Peter teapot. Another one silver teapot and Britannia teapot. Don't think it's in a biscuit. It's in this picture. This kind of a teapot called in a Britannia teapot. But he asked us to avoid enamel teapot. This is a enamel teapot. So he suggested how many teapot? 5 teapots. 1 teapot he should be avoided. I mean enamel teapot. Listen children, first rule he suggested, that is which country's tea is the best. Second rule is he suggested the teapot as well as quantity of the teapot also. Then third rule is teapot should be warmed. First of all, he asked us to take a teapot in the hob. Hob means stand. It is nothing else children. I put the arrow mark, no? That one is hob. So third rule is what he wanted to say. Teapot should be warmed and keep the teapot in the hob. Fourth rule is tea should be strong. For example, a pot holding a quart means in a nearly 1 liter. So the quart of water we should take and add 6 teaspoon tea powder and mix it properly. So that is in a very strong tea. So one should take a strong tea is equal to 20 weeks. So for example, one of you take one strong tea in any one day is equal to 20 weeks. We no more to take a tea. So in this way, the fourth point is we should take a tea is in a very much strong. Fifth point, the tea powder should be put straight in the pot. We should not use muslin bag or strainers. Muslin bag, nothing you can see in the screen, this is in a muslin bag. So we should not use it. In some country, they use dangling basket. Dangling basket means it's an hanging basket under the spout, under the pipe of the teapot, because they thought that tea powder is harmful. So George Orwell said it is not ill effect. So the tea powder is not at all ill effect. Sixth point is he asked us to keep the tea in the kettle. Some people kept in their flask boiled water and pour the tea powder. Somebody the boiled water freshly and pour the tea powder. For example, see, somebody is already kept the water in the flask and pour the tea powder. Somebody they boil the water freshly. At the moment only they boil the water and pour the tea powder. So both is the same. Never difference is it. So whether if it is already kept the boiled water in the flask and pour the tea powder also is the same. And freshly we got to boil the water and pour the tea powder also is in a same. What you wanted to told us, both is in a same, never difference. Seventh rule is after pour the tea powder in the pot, we should be stirred, mixed it properly. Otherwise, take away the teapot from the hob, from the stand, and shake it well. So that is in a seventh rule. So mix the tea powder properly. Eighth rule is one should take a tea, use the cylindrical type of cup, not the flat. Look at this picture. This is in a cylindrical type of cup. So we should use this kind of a cup. So it's not at all able to be cooled. So easy to be warm. Up to that we have to be fully to finish drink. We should not use this kind of a cup. This is in a flat surface of the cup. So in this cup, that is easily to become a half cold. If it is you finish it itself, it become a cold. So we should use it. What is that eighth rule is we should use a cylindrical type of cup, not the flat surface of the cup. Ninth point is we should take a tea cream off the milk. Do you know what's the meaning of cream? A pale yellow fatty liquid appear to the boiled milk. No, that one is called a cream. So we should take out the cream from the milk and add the tea powder. That is, in a tea should be taste. Otherwise, it will become a sickly taste. Sickly taste means untaste. 10th point is, first of all, he asked us to pour the tea decantation into the cup first and added milk. But most of the people oppose this point. Some of them said that pour the milk first and added the tea decoctions. What he wanted to say that first of all take a tea decoction and pour the milk. It will be reduce the large amount of milk to be poured in the tea. So that he wanted to say in a 10th point, first of all we should take a tea decoction and pour the milk. Last point, what he wanted to say, one should take a Russian style of tea. The Russian style of tea, what they have to take Noma, they should take a tea without sugar. He also accepted to take a tea without sugar. With the sugar, we could not find out tasting the tea. So we are merely tasting the sugar. So instead of the sugar, he was very sarcastically told us to take a pepper or salt. So we taste, if we want to taste the tea, we should never use the sugar. Otherwise, he asked us to take a hot water with sugar. So we want to take a correct tea, strong tea without sugar should be take. That is in the 11th point he suggested us. Some people said that they should take a tea to be warmed and stimulated themselves. If we put sugar in a tea, it is very tasteless. Real taste of tea, we won't get it. George Orwell said that a tea without sugar, at least we try to take fortnight. Fortnight means 2 weeks. 2 weeks we have to take a tea without sugar. It will be very good. Otherwise, if we put a sugar in a tea, we will ruin our tea. Ruin means damaged. So, what he suggested us, if we take a tea without sugar. Paragraph describes, these are not only controversial points to drink a tea, but also the whole business has become very clear about manufacturing the tea. So then, social ethic and mysterious. Ethic means social accept or good manners. The both social ethic and mysterious around the teapot. From the tea leaves, they have used in lot of things such as telling fortunes, arrival of visitors, feeding rabbits, healing burns, and sweeping the carpet. So he concluded to say, one strong cup of tea to make 20 cup of tea. From this lesson, we came to know while there is tea, there is hope. Children, drink tea, read books, be happy. Children, today homework, these 3 questions plus these questions plus these 3 questions. Totally 90 questions coming. Find out the answers from your textbook and write the home test in front of your parents and send it to your English teacher with the parent sign. Thank you, children. God bless you. Have a nice day.